Hey there, and welcome to Crochet Therapy. I'm Barbara, your host for this episode of Come Along and Crochet With Me. This is our Whip Wednesday, and I just did the Whip Wednesday live, and I thought, you know what? I want to bring you along while I finish my blanket, my whip. And so I thought if I did that, then we could crochet together, and you could rewind this and crochet as you like. So I am going to bring you in just a little bit closer. Hold on. This is perfect. Thank you for joining me today. So as I was crocheting this border, I did notice there is a knot in my yarn. And if you're like me, I never trust the knots that are already in the skein of yarn. I just don't. So I'm going to cut this. So I cut the knot out. I'm going to have to pull this a little bit just to get, oh boy, okay. I should have pulled it out already. Oh boy, here we go. There we go. All right. So, yeah, that was a mistake, wasn't it? I should have pulled a little more out before I started. And now this part is a little weird. What happened was it's a front post, back post double crochet. And so it's a little bit more of an intricate stitch than one to just pull out willy-nilly. So let me get that taken care of. And then I'm going to do my own knot on the yarn so that I know that it's not going to come loose. Because you just never know with the knot that the yarn company gives you. You just really never know whether it's sturdy enough, how it was tied on. This one, I don't even know. It could very well be one of those good knots. It almost looks like a good knot. But just to be on the safe side, I am going to, yeah, here we go. Okay, here we go. So now I've got this loose, and I'm going to do the magic knot. So, and I'm going to do it in the air. I have found this magic knot to be so easy to do. The more I do it, the easier it gets. And I do have a really good tutorial on the magic knot on my channel. So if you have struggled with making the magic knot, go look at it. I've had so many people tell me that my tutorial was slow enough and clear enough that I explained how to do the magic knot, and it really helped them. So I don't know. I just know what I know how to do, and that was the easiest way for me to know how to do it. So the magic knot is done. Now I'm just going to cut off these little ends. There we go. And one more. And then I'm going to start crocheting. So there we go. All right. All right. So on this border, this is the called the midwife blanket. And on the border, I did just a single crochet all the way around all four sides. And then the next row, I did double crochet all the way around on all four sides. And then I did another row of single crochet. And so that was the first three rows. Now I'm on the fourth row of the border, and see here you can see single, double, single. Okay, and then here is what it looks like now. So what I did was, on the 4th row, I did back post double crochet, front post double crochet, back post double crochet, front post double crochet. And what it's doing is making a really nice pillow around that top single crochet around the third row, which is the single crochet. It's making a nice little pillow around it, and it's just making a really pretty border, if you can see. And both sides look the same because, one side is the front post, one side is the back post, but on either side, it looks the same when you turn it over. So I really like that. Let me get this loose. Here we go. So I have 2 and probably about 3/4 rows to do. And so that's what I'm going to do. And it really is very easy to do this stitch, um, especially once you get started. It's super easy. So I just crocheted over that magic knot, and I'm really glad that the magic knot did not end at the edge. That would drive me crazy. I would have to pull that out and adjust my tension so that I could make sure that that knot was somewhere in the stitch, not at the very top. I wouldn't want a knot to show right on the edge, right? Especially of a baby blanket. So, this is the first time that I've ever done a border like this, and I just kind of made it up in my head. But I am really in love with this border, so I would love it if you ever give this a try to let me know what you think. Um, I was very surprised. I've never actually done a front post, back post double crochet over, oh no, there we go, over a single crochet row. I've always done the front post, back post, um, over a double crochet and then go right into that next one. I've never gone below a single crochet row to go down into the double crochet row. So it's just something that I've never done. So if you've done that and you are familiar with it, then you'll know, I am I'm having a mess here. My yarn is just like falling all over. Let me see, I'll put it over here. There we go. What a day. Oh my goodness. And then, of course, then you have this, which has like yarn stuck through it, and you don't know. Oh, goodness gracious. So, and then the other end, which gets tangled into it. Yeah, if you're a long-term crocheter, you've had this happen before. So I'm going to put this end over here so that, okay, we're back in business. I'm going to put this over here and pull some yarn from over there. All right. My goodness, since we've sat here, I've had, excuse me, since we've sat here, I've had the yarn go under my chair and get caught. I've had it. It's just got a mind of its own today. All right, so let's do this. Oh, I'm really loving this border. I'm gonna have to do a tutorial on this just so that you can see step by step how to do this border. It's so, so nice. Can you hear the birds chirping? It's not the brightest day out here today, but it is really peaceful. The birds are having fun. So this Call the Midwife blanket, I went to the Crochet Crowd website, and Mikey has a tutorial, and he shares a written pattern and then also a diagram of the Call the Midwife blanket. And it's such a top-notch tutorial. And I really like the diagram that he has. I mean, it is so well made and easy to read. I'm really impressed with it. So if you and there are lots of, I saw quite a few um, people that did tutorials for a blanket such as this, right? Call the Midwife blanket, which is really just uh, a block stitch, filet crochet type blanket. Um, but I've seen quite a few, but I really do like Mikey's version. I like the way he does his tutorials. I enjoy his voice, and the way he teaches makes it clear for me. I get what he's saying. So, and then I also like the part in his tutorials where he'll, if he's doing something that's a repeat, and he'll go, okay, so what do we do here? And he'll pause. And like in my mind, I'm like, okay, 2 double crochets. And he's like, that's right, 2 double crochets. And it's like he's talking to me, right? Or, whatever the answer is. And so I really like that because he helps me to learn and retain, what I'm learning by doing it that way. So I really do appreciate that. And I enjoy, like I said, I enjoy his tutorials and his teaching. So I'm getting to a corner here, and I'll show you what I do for the corner. Um, so with this one, let me get this free. Here we go. What I'm doing with this, because I'm doing the front post, back post double crochet, and it's just kind of like honestly, right above the border, it's only going maybe a single crochet, right? And so at this point, I could do just a single crochet in the corners and it would keep it nice and even. But what I did was a half double crochet. And so it kind of gave it this little peak right here, right? So it kind of points out just a little bit, it comes to a little peak. And I like that. I like it a lot. So that's what I'm doing. But if I wanted it to stay really even, a single crochet in the corners would work to keep everything really even. So I'm going to skip that, or not, make sure that I don't go into the stitch that's right there. And there's 2 on the sides, and then there's 2 chains, and then 2 on the sides. And that's the edge. So I'm going to do a half double crochet in the first stitch, half double crochet in the second one, half double crochet and half double crochet in the space, and then I'm going to chain 2, half double crochet twice again in the space. Make sure that's what I did over here. Yep. Yep, that's exactly what I did. And so I did that twice in that space, and then I'm going to skip this first one, and I'm just going to go into this one and do a half double crochet. So that's what I've done with all the others. So it's kind of what I did. I don't know why I did it that way, but anyway, you just want to be consistent with your work, right? So, and then I'm at the very beginning of this one, so I'm going to do, let me see, how did I do this one? Okay, so I did a front, then I did a back. Okay, so I'm going to do front post double crochet, and then a back post double crochet, and then a front post and a back post. And I'm just going to keep going until I get down to the end. And so it's pretty forgiving. Yeah. So I'm glad you're here, and let's crochet this together. I still have a little bit of my coffee left, but it's cold, but that's okay. It wets my whistle. My nose is still itching. I'm pretty sure that I have allergies, and wouldn't surprise me because I've had allergies all my life pretty much. Um, I can remember having allergies so bad one time we were visiting my grandparents. They at one point they lived in High Point, North Carolina, and it was in the middle of the night, and I was young, maybe I don't know, 10, 11, I don't know. Um, but I remember we had to pack up almost in the middle of the night and leave one night because I could not stop sneezing. My nose was running. I was so allergic to something. They couldn't figure out what it was. And that was back in the day when they didn't have like, allergy pills for kids and stuff like that. And so we packed up, and it was the last night, and we were supposed to leave the next day, but instead of, you know, having me keep my parents up all night with my sneezing and then getting up and driving, they just decided to get up and drive. So I have had allergies for a long time. And at one point in my life, because I would get every March, I would get a really bad sinus infection. And so, like, I mean, really bad. Like, it would put me down for a week. I would get so sick. I would end up having to get antibiotics, and it was just a big deal, right? I would get really sick. And so, one year, my doctor put me on a daily allergy pill. And would you know that next year a um, I did not get a sinus infection. She had me on the allergy pill daily, and through the whole year, I took it every day, and that's what happened. And my eye doctor in Florida told me that I would never be able to wear contacts. At least, he said, at least in Florida, I would never be able to wear contacts because I have a dry eye condition, and then I also have allergies. And he said that contacts, basically, when I put them on and take them off at night, put them on, I'm like trapping allergens beneath the lens and just like wreaking havoc with my eyes. So he's like, you'll never be able to do that. So you might as well just get used to wearing glasses. I was like, okay, because there is a time in your life when you're a little bit trying to be fashionable and aware of your appearance and trying to wear makeup and contacts and the right clothes and all of that. And I mean, not that I was ever very good at it, but I tried. um, but at that point I was like, okay, give it up, no more contacts for you. You're just gonna have to wear the glasses and not worry. Now I don't worry about anything, so Like, as long as the clothes cover me, then we're good. Um, yeah, so I'm having a good time doing this. How about you? What are you working on today? I would love it if you would put in the comments what you're working on today or what is on your hook. Maybe not what you're working on right now, but what's on your hook. I would love to hear from you. I'm going to have to get in the kitchen and cook, but I need to get this allergy situation under control before I get back in there and cook. Um, and we did we did juice some carrots, and I have some. I have a tray, a silicone tray with little squares, and so I filled it and froze it. So I need to pop those out, put them in a bag, and put them back in the freezer. And then daily, take one or two of those squares out and put them in a drink or something, and just drink them up. Use it as an ice cube, drink it up, put it in my water. Um, and so anyway, the basically what I've got in mine are um, carrots. They were organic carrots, and they were beautiful. They were not dirty or anything. So we gave them a scrub. We didn't have to peel them because they were so beautiful. So we just gave them a little scrub just to get any residual dirt off or whatever, and then cut the ends off and then put them through. So they were clean, and the skins were really, really beautiful. Like, they weren't brown. They didn't look dirty. They were just orange, this beautiful orange. And so we did that. And then for mine, we did my flavor, rather. We put some apple through it and then some beet powder. And the beet powder is supposed to be very good for you. It's supposed to, um, be very nutritious and healthy. It's supposed to help you get better. So I need to start um, popping one or two of those ice cubes in my water and just drinking it down, and getting nutrition that way. Mom's was really good. I need to taste some more of Mom's. It's really good because it had garlic, and it was organic garlic. Um, and she juiced the garlic and celery and her carrots. And that's how she did hers. She didn't put an apple in hers. And so there was quite a bit of garlic in there, and it had like a real kick of garlic. But that's very healthy for you too. So I did take some of hers the other day, um, and I noticed that day it felt like I was getting better. Um, so I might need to do that. As somebody else told me to, make sure I get some local honey, because if you take a little bit of local honey every day, um, then you're you're helping to build up your immune system, because the honey is made from all the pollen and the flowers and blah blah blah. And so it's kind of like giving you a boost of immunity there. So I need to start adding a little bit of honey to my juice, and but local honey. I do have some honey, some local honey, but it's from Florida. So it's good for that region, and maybe it still would work. I don't know. What do you think? I'm not sure. I don't know. But anyway, I have all of these great ideas, and I just need to, you know, put them all together and work on them. So see, my border is coming along really nicely. I'm almost at the end of this second side. And thanks for joining me while I work on this. I really like working and crocheting with someone. And so it's nice for me that you're here and crocheting with me. I really enjoy it. I really do. So I hope you enjoy it as well. I remember one time, and this was during the pandemic, right? This was during the pandemic. And so we were all kind of isolated. It was the beginning of the pandemic. And I was watching Cinnamon Stitches, and she was sitting on her porch on a rocking chair crocheting. And I saw that and I was like, I ran and got my crochet and I was like, I'm going to sit here and crochet with her. Because, we didn't get to like do things with other people, right? Everybody was like, distance, social distancing and blah, 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 and all that stuff. And so you kind of felt lonely a little bit, right? And like, you didn't have your people to, sit and crochet with. Not that I had people to crochet with because I just didn't, but at least, um, you had people that would sit with you while you crocheted, right? Um, so when we were doing all of the social distancing and everything, I remember that feeling when she came on and I was like, oh, she's sitting on a porch. Look at that. And there was a little bit of a wind chime going, and I like the sound of wind chimes. Some people it like sets them off, but I enjoy that. Um, and she crocheted, and then it was over like so fast, and I was like, "No, keep crocheting with us," But she was sitting there crocheting, and she didn't say anything. She didn't talk, and it was quiet. And we crocheted together. And I really enjoyed it. But like I said, then it was over so fast. So that was where I got the idea that if I like to crochet with other people, I bet there are other people out there that like to crochet with me too. I don't know if you can hear the cows, but there's a farm down that way, and their cow is expressing herself. She's expressing her feelings. Oh, and there's a different one. That's a different voice. So they're all down there having a conversation. They're probably wishing that they could crochet with me and you. They probably wish that they could come up here and chew the hay and crochet and just hang out. I hope that you can hear them. It's such a neat sound. For some reason, my brain is not working properly when it comes to the back post double crochet. So even though you can't see anybody here, we have neighbors, cows, donkeys, goats. So if you've watched any of my recent um, episodes, you know that I made a mermaid for my granddaughter. She absolutely loved it. My granddaughter thought that that mermaid was perfect, and she played with it. One of the first things she wanted to do was comb her hair. The second thing she wanted to do was take her bow out of her hair. Thankfully, I had hot glued the hair to her head and the bow to her hair. Otherwise, she would be bald right now. Oh, that girl. Mm. And then she pulled on the hair, and there must have been one strand because I did a double, like, and then I would tie it or whatever. And I thought I hot glued it all in, but she must have pulled one of them and they came loose. So there was one strand that was like this much longer. And I know that the loop is up there somewhere in her hair, right? But she was like, Grammy, can you? And I was crocheting at the time. Grammy, can you cut this hair for me? I'm like, sure, baby, hold on. I'll do it. And she asked me like 5 times, Grammy, I need this cut. And so I had to get up and get the scissors and cut that hair because of that one long strand that she had pulled loose. I don't know where it came from. And I'm just thinking probably the other part's going to come out soon. So next time I see her, she might have a bald head. I don't know. Look, I didn't realize. Look, I'm at the end. I just have to meet these up. Wow. All done. Can you believe that? Thank you for sitting with me. Oh my gosh, you made this go so fast. And the border is done. The blanket is done. I think the only thing that I have to weave in is this right here that I just cut. Can you believe that? Gorgeous. Thank you for sitting with me. I really appreciate it. I couldn't have done this without you. I really couldn't. And what a blessing. What a blessing that you sat here with me and crocheted with me. And the border is done. The blanket's done. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited about this blanket being done. Oh my word. This is awesome. Look, how pretty, huh? How pretty. So pretty. So I hope that you were able to crochet with me and get something done on your list. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Stay safe, be kind, and get hooking. Much love to everybody, and I'll see you next time.